Other Bitcoin Cash is up by about 2.5% this week. However, the volume has been continuously declining. So it may be going or heading to the stage of sign of weakness that we have been talking about for weeks. So let's take a look at it and see where it's heading. If you're new to my session, I'll cover the Wyckoff stage, potential trend change, as well as key price levels. These are education content only, not financial advice. So in the chart, we can see something called what we call the last point of supply, meaning the whales are offloading whatever they have on hand still, okay, to the other willing to buy the dip or hoping for a rebound, okay? But we can clearly see that we have this resistance line over here, okay? We're from the test back in April 2025 through the sign of weakness back in November last year for 2 weeks. You can consider this or not, okay? At least 2 weeks. The bulls tried to go above that line, but they weren't successful. Have been struck down. Not only that, they're losing strength. The volume actually is now halved compared to 2 weeks ago when there was a sufficient or very strong buy when the price came down to test the 427. Okay. What happened past 3 weeks was another sign of weakness, settling around or right below 540. It happened last year in August, September. What I said is another sign of weakness in the beginning when the price really ran out of steam and starts to fall through 540. It's probably going to come back to re-challenge 482. That's what happened back in October and November last year. Okay, so the economic data coming out by the end of this month as well as in March is going to be very key, whether it's going to support risk-on activities or create more uncertainty. Okay, if it's not going to give the price or give risky assets a boost, the likely chance is for the price to come back to do sideways trading from 482 to 540. All right. Of course, if it's very positive, then all of a sudden, the entire crypto market may go crazy, but it doesn't seem like it is going to be that easy. If this is really the case, that Bitcoin Cash, and a couple of other big ones are going to return fully to the accumulation cycle. Okay, that's going to be somewhere even deeper than the 427 orange key level. Look at what happens or where Bitcoin Cash accumulated. It's somewhere below the red key level of 379. Okay, 379. It's still early right now to tell, but like I said, the steam is running out. So be cautious what's going to happen in the next week or two, especially when the March economic data comes out. If you're trying to buy this rebound, okay, let's put it this way. In terms of the downtrend that started somewhere around January, it is confirmed, it has been confirmed that it is over. Okay, on the 13th, the date that we previously talked about that intermediate level crossing the downtrend ceiling. Okay, it happened exactly on that day with quite positive volume, pushing the price outside of the downtrend, but then they'll get suppressed for 8 days in a row by that resistance line that we talked about. That uptrend support now turn resistance. It's still, the bulls still weren't able to reclaim that line while they are successfully staying above the 540. So it's going to be very important to understand that this other thicker dash line that we've drawn, the price has shown us that that uptrend is not continuing. It has turned sideways, a much more gradual trend. And well, instead of taking it away, if you want to continue to track that particular line, we're getting close to that point again. So that point is pointing towards the 24th, just 3 days later. We're getting to this wedge. Okay? Ascending wedge, potentially, or, it's kind of bullish sign if you're into that candlestick and pattern analysis. So whether or not it realized this time, because I mentioned in the past, candlestick patterns may not hold every single time. There are examples. So it's not 100% reliable. That's the message I have for you. So if it really happens in such a way that the ascending wedge turns to a bullish action, price action, combined with what we see in the volume, okay, then the bulls are really losing steam, then the support is 540. But if it fails, it's probably going to fall back to 482. Even there is an intermediate level of 520 over here. Okay, in the ticket pulse over there, but the strongest support is over here. If you're interested to access these sessions 2 days early, join the channel membership now. Here's another analysis for you. Thank you.